You are listening to The Last Hand, Book 8 of the Nadia Wolf Series, written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2018. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 5. The U.S. Secret Service had nothing on Remy and Ava. Those two didn't leave anything to chance. By the time we arrived at the tropical rain, Remy and Ava had secured the 14th floor, which was only one floor lower than the penthouse. The entire floor was ours, along with a guard at every exit and elevator, plus one to walk the hall. More security was assigned to the ground floor. A tourist probably wouldn't notice the increased security. However, I did. As soon as Caleb and I were given our key, we headed straight to the room and bolted the door per Remy's order. While I had thought I could go to the casino floor and gamble, that idea was quickly dashed. We were prisoners for the next 48 hours. The guards were under strict orders to keep us under lockdown and to make sure no one else accessed our floor.
"It'll be okay, kitten,"
Caleb said.
"It's only for a short time, you know that."
Yes, but I was hoping I could play a few hands,
"We can always have a private game."
he said with a wink. While I adored our private games, I had wanted to get back to work. I wanted to establish a routine I could maintain even after the baby arrived. Yet, when he looked at me the way he did, which was sultry and sweet at the same time, I guess I didn't mind. The casino would always be there when everything was back to normal. I was contently pondering a private game when I heard a knock on the adjoining door.
"Hello, neighbor,"
Frankie said when I opened the door. I held back the urge to groan. I had hoped we would have been spread out farther.
"We're holding a soiree tonight."
He said, fluttering in and eyeing our furniture. Tonight? It's already 8 o'clock. He tisked and waved a dismissive hand.
"Why do I have to keep reminding you that you're in Las Vegas? 8 o'clock Vegas time is brunch."
I'm not on Vegas time. Not yet, anyway.
"You've never been on Vegas time, Grandma."
Did you want something?
"Yes, I want your furniture."
I scanned the Tropical Rain's standard hotel room, decorated in large palm leaves. I have the table, 2 chairs, and the love seat.
"Perfect."
Frankie hurried over to a chair and picked it up, then dashed back into his room with it. On his return, he eyed Caleb.
"Can you help with the love seat?"
Caleb stepped forward, ready to assist. While Caleb was able to get a good grip on his end, Frankie was not. Frankie dropped his end and tisked.
"We'll need to get Remy to help. Or David. Or even Ian."
He hurried out the door and began knocking on doors, even though Remy had forbade it. Within a few minutes, he had 4 additional men in the room to carry 1 love seat. Frankie stood back and admired his handiwork.
"I just love it when they flex their muscles."
While David and Ian helped move the love seat, Remy scowled.
"Frankie, this is serious. We're not here to have a party. We're here to keep you alive and safe."
"Who says we can't be safe and have a party at the same time? Isn't that what being alive is all about? Besides, we're all stuck here together. We might as well plan out the wedding."
"There won't be a wedding if we die."
Remy said. Frankie smiled.
"I knew you'd agree to the wedding."
Remy's scowl deepened, but I let out a laugh.
"Careful, Jet.
I didn't say a word.
You didn't have to. It's written all over your face."
I grinned even wider, making him throw his hands up in disgust. I leaned over to whisper to Caleb. This might be better than I thought,
"I heard that."
Remy said before huffing out of the room.
"Bolt the damn doors."
When all of the furniture had been moved over and we were only left with a bed, David smiled.
"At least you have the most important piece of furniture. See you later."
Before anyone could return to our room, I closed both the adjoining door and the door to the hallway. It was just Caleb and me and a bed. All things considered, this was still better than I had hoped for.
"Are we going to the soiree tonight?"
Caleb asked as he took my hand and gently guided me to the bed. I glanced at him and then at the bed. Both were strong motivators to stay in the privacy of our own room. However, with Frankie next door and his nosy friends, I decided it was probably worth putting in an appearance. We'll go for a little while. Then I'll feign morning sickness.
How have you been feeling today?
Good and bad. Just when I think I'm feeling like myself again, I get a wave of nausea. He gave me a soothing hug before telling me to lie on the bed.
How about a massage?
I love you, I said. He knew exactly what I needed before I did. He smiled, coaxing me to lie down. I did so willingly.
I know, kitten.
No, but I do.
I know.
But I don't think you know how much I love you,
Why don't you tell me?
he suggested with a cute twist to his mouth, his smiling eyes twinkling. Because you always help me. Not just because we're engaged, but even as friends. You've always been there for me. Even when I'm sick and miserable, you're here for me.
I'll always be here for you, kitten. Where else would I be?
I gave a shrug. You could be anywhere. You could be at the casino making money, or over at the bar having fun with your friends. You could be avoiding me because I'm sick and miserable. But you're here, with me. He sat down next to me and stroked my back.
Any man who wouldn't be here isn't truly in love. I love every little bit of you. I love you even though you're friends with Frankie. And I love you even though you tend to bring dangerous criminals into our lives. I will always love you.
I bit my lip to keep it from trembling. Ordinarily, I wasn't a crier. But with my pregnancy hormones raging and my life once again in danger, it was more than I could bear. The tears began to flow, and once again, I was tucked into Caleb's arms, holding on to him as my rock. If anything should ever happen to him. No, don't go down that road of what-ifs. I could only hope that in these next 2 days, Remy and Ava would find Alfonso. What they were going to do with him once they found him, I had no idea. Someone pounded on the adjoining door. I sat upright, quickly wiping my tears away.
Stop kissing!
Maya said from the other side of the door.
It's time for the party.
Caleb chuckled.
You might have been able to ignore Frankie, but that likely won't work with Maya. Should we go?
I nodded and stood. I'll splash some water on my face first. I padded to the bathroom and flipped on the switch. The harsh light beamed down on me, revealing red, puffy eyes, blotchy skin, and worry lines that crinkled my brow. All this anxiety and tension wasn't good for the baby. With a glance down, I ran a hand over my belly. Maybe I should start meditating if only to help my stress level. But that was for another day. Right now, I had to try to look as if I hadn't been crying barrels of tears. I splashed water and patted my face with a towel. When I looked at myself again, I was exactly the same. Red, blotchy, and stressed. Caleb's reflection appeared behind mine.
You look beautiful.
I let out a laugh. And that's another reason why I love you. You lie to make me feel better.
You are beautiful, Nadia.
I'm afraid you're the only one who can see it, I said, looking at the speckled mess in the mirror.
Everyone can see it. Half the men here tonight were in love with you at one point or another.
I arched a brow. Well, I know you're not talking about Frankie or Mark.
No, but they love you in their own way. I was, of course, speaking about Grayson, Ian, and Remy.
Concerned, I turned to face him. He wasn't the jealous type, and yet I had seen that side of him a few times. You know that's not true. Where is this coming from?
From nowhere, just letting you know that I'm not the only one who can see you for who you are, nor will I be the last. However,
He said, gathering me into his arms.
I'm the one who gets to marry you.
Did I tell you we're going to be married in a week?
A week?
I gave a nod. Frankie, Mark, and Maya have the date set. They're planning a group wedding. I eyed him for his reaction. He stared blankly at me for a moment before smiling.
I'm surprised everyone agreed to it, but I would have married you years ago if I could have. So, a week is good with me.
You're okay with the date?
Yeah, I think I am, unless you'd rather go to the chapel downstairs. We could be married right now.
He said with an enchanting smile that I felt all the way to my toes. I curled my arms around his neck, letting my hands drift through his hair. After a tantalizing kiss, he said with all seriousness,
I'm glad you picked me.
I could have said something witty or waved it off as just a comment, but he was somber. It was always you. There were times I was just too blind to see it.
I love you, kitten.
I love you too. A pounding from the adjoining door jostled us from our blissful state. I gave him a quick kiss and then let my hands fall away. Time for the madness to begin,
Like it ever ended.
Caleb said with a smirk.